Like many regional newspapers, we're a publication steeped in history, having in our worst days always championed the disenfranchised and the downtrodden, which was our founding reason. James Daly, who was the founder of the Land League, was a former editor and owner of the Connacht Telegraph, and this is now called James Daly House. So we're delighted to occupy this space and represent the ideals that he founded when he founded the Land League and was editor of our newspaper. We're also proud to be the longest running regional newspaper in continuous circulation in Ireland since 1828. Without giving you the full history of the town Taoiseach, we know that as a county town we spearhead the spirit of enterprise. We have a strong combination of indigenous local business. You can see across the street from Parsons Shoes, Eddie Egan Jewellers and some of the other businesses on the side streets, and a combination of those with the multinationals, one of who you visited this morning, and in their 50th year of providing untold employment and benefits for the town and for the region. But like Baxter, we also have Fort Wayne Metals, Meissner, and Castlebar is a key centre for the development of the Atlantic Economic Corridor. We're the home of the GMIT, now an ATU, which is a game changer for us as a region. Elvery Sport, Pamex, Brafey House Resort, 6 Cents, just to name a few. And not so long ago, in December 2019, Castlebar was the winner of the Rising Star category in the Bank of Ireland Enterprise Town Awards, beating off places like the Dublin Docklands. That brief overview of ourselves and the town is just to show you that we have what it takes to perform, and we have the resilience, a lot like our county football team. And unfortunately, we won't be meeting you maybe along the way, but, but a lot like our county team, we have the resilience to get forward, to move forward. But we do need the support of government. With that in mind, one of the things I just wanted to put to you was specific to the way all of this is informed to the public, and specific to my day job. As a newspaper and the newspaper group that I represent, we will be pushing for a zero rate of VAT in line with the new EU conditions, similar to what they have in Belgium, similar to what they have in the UK, to protect the future of journalism. Is that something you might support in the next budget?
Will I make a few general comments first then? Just to say, thanks very much for your comments, and delighted to visit Connacht Telegraph, the oldest circulating regional newspaper, which I hadn't quite picked up, but I think it's reflective of your resilience here as a newspaper in the first instance to survive through so many eras and so many challenging times, and no more challenging than the current time for newsprint in general and for papers in general. And we're very conscious of that, and the Future Media Commission, we hope to publish that shortly, that report. There is issues of how we fund media into the future, including regional, local radio, as well as the national broadcaster, and so on. But I'm very conscious of the VAT issue, and that will be an issue that we will be examining and giving serious consideration to in terms of budgetary policy and so on. More generally, I'm delighted to be here with Lisa and all my council colleagues as well, and Dara's in Strasbourg, with the European Council of European Council Movement and Human Rights. But to be down at Baxter, I was in Baxter when I was Enterprise Minister. It's an extraordinary story. It started with 9 people in Castlebar in 1972. We decided to join the European Union in 1972. And the two are not disconnected in the sense that we have grown as a country, transformed under European Union membership. And Baxter has evolved from low-skilled employee base to now very high-skilled, high-technology type operation. And it was gratifying to hear the Senior Vice President from the US come over to say it's one of the most important plants in their broader plant infrastructure across the world, particularly in terms of renal dialysis and home care renal dialysis kits, which are made here to the highest standard. And that speaks really to a pro-enterprise government strategy that we have. For the last 40 years we've been outward looking as a country, invest in education, and the Atlantic Technology University is very important in that regard, and we will continue. That's why I set up a new Department of Higher Education. I was committed to doing that before I came into government. I was determined that it would happen. So we have a singular focus on future, on further skills, on apprenticeships, on research, and third level, because that is a driver of economic development. And we're very keen to drive the regions, because, and in fact there's greater success now in FDI investments into the regions, and also with Enterprise Ireland in terms of developing companies in the regions, because we want strategic rebalancing of our economic growth in the country, and that's a constant. And the urban development and the rural development funds that have been made available to the RDF and so on have been important catalysts to enable us to get infrastructure right in the regions to support that economic activity. So that's a key agenda, and we're pro-enterprise in the sense we want companies like Baxter to continue to feel comfortable in Ireland, and that any new investments that they might be making will be made here at the plant in Castlebar, and we're working with the idea to see what additional foreign direct investment can you bring in to areas like Castlebar.
And it's great to